So in today's forecast, we're going to break down all the weather that you need to know that's going to hit the United States in the next few days, starting with the jet stream. We got some very strong upper winds going on up in the northern Ohio Valley. That's going to move into the northeast, bring some snowfall and some colder weather. And then notice we have a low pressure system in the right around the Pacific Northwest. That's going to bring some very heavy rain. We do have a moderate risk of excessive rainfall for the Los Angeles area, so make sure you're ready for that. We'll get much into that later in the video, and then it becomes more and more uncertain on what exactly is going to happen. Now this is precipitation type. Notice in the Pacific Northwest, we have a lot of rain and some snowfall in the higher elevations up there in the Oregon, Washington, and Idaho area. This does include parts of northern Nevada and almost all of California. We can see a lot of rain coming through, and there's at least a slight risk of excessive rainfall over there in California for the day 1 through day 5 outlook. Again, we'll get much into that later in the video. On Christmas, it looks pretty dry over the central United States. But then right around and after Christmas, we can see a huge winter storm move through the northern United States into the northeast United States. We could see 4 to 8 inches of snow over there, so make sure you're ready for that. And then another round will come shortly after that, right around the 28th of December. Right around there, the 29th, we can see some rainfall over there in the Central Plains. That's going to move up into the Ohio Valley, into the northeast United States. But yeah, we can definitely see some rainfall after Christmas, just after Christmas over there. And then this could start turning into more of a severe threat right around New Year's Day. And then that will move out of the area, and then it becomes more and more uncertain on what exactly is going to happen. We could see on the 5th of January somewhat of a storm system bring some snow to the northeast United States, but then the rain is more in the New York City area. Right before on the this is the 22nd. Put your attention to the Pacific Northwest. Just watch this the whole time, because just look at all that rainfall that's going to move through. We can see a little break on the 28th, 29th, and the 30th of December, but then a huge system will start moving through again. So very, very rainy and snowy weather going on in the Pacific Northwest. If you live anywhere up there in Washington and Oregon, you're in for this is going to be a long winter. Now we're moving on to temperatures. We got some very warm weather coming up into the northern plains today. We can see all of Texas experiencing temperatures in the lower 70s, but Christmas is where it gets crazy. This is the 23rd. Very warm weather, kind of the same thing as today. And then right around the 24th, Christmas Eve, look at this really warm weather coming up right in there. Look at this, temperatures around 75 degrees for the Jefferson City area. Places in Nebraska in the lower 60s, and South Dakota and Montana could experience some temperatures in the lower 60s. So definitely be ready for that. And then as we move on into Christmas, temperatures even warmer for parts of southern Missouri. We could experience some 75-degree weather, and then all the way up into South Dakota, we can experience some temperatures in the upper 60s maybe. So definitely be ready for that. And then around after Christmas, it'll kind of stay like that. But then January, we can see a bit of a different weather pattern. You can see that low pressure system trying to bring some colder weather, but it just is not strong enough. And that warm weather is going to push through right around the 27th. Look at that really warm weather. It's more far south instead of up in South Dakota. But notice that very abrupt cold front coming through. There's a high pressure system over there. Right around the 28th. You see that line? That's when we can see some of those severe thunderstorms move through because of this cold front. Yeah, look at that. It's just going to come in and stay there for a while, really cooling things off for much of the central plains. Then we could see a bit of a warm front kind of come in from the southern United States into the Missouri area, Missouri and Kansas area. but that's not going to last long as some colder weather moves in. This is New Year's Eve. So yeah, definitely there's going to be some colder air that's moving through right around the New Year's Eve and New Year's Day time. So be ready for that. But look at the Northeast this whole time. Just very cold weather will stay there up in the New England area, Maine, Connecticut, New York area. Just stays really cold, even if this cold front. So basically, the warm air that's coming in, it looks like it stops right around the Ohio Valley area, and it just goes all the way up into South Dakota, that area. So it's basically all the Central Plains into the Northern Plains. Now this is the day 1 excessive rainfall outlook. We got a slight risk, and then this is the day 2 excessive rainfall outlook. This is the day 3 excessive rainfall outlook. So yeah, you got a slight risk for all those areas. This is the day 4 excessive rainfall outlook. And then I'm going to get into it's really widespread areas. If you live anywhere in, the California area, watch out. And then on the day 5 outlook, look at this. Los Angeles, you're right in the middle of this level 3 out of 4 moderate risk of excessive rainfall. So we're going to see some life-threatening flooding out of this. So everyone be ready for that. Now we're going to a temperature outlook. We got this is the 6 to 10 day temperature outlook, and then this is the 8 to 14 day temperature outlook. This is the 6 to 10 day precipitation outlook, and then this is the 8 to 14 day precipitation outlook. We can also see some severe weather on the day 3 outlook, so make sure you're ready for that if you live anywhere in the California area. Make sure to stay tuned and subscribe because I will update on you on this. And then there's a flood watch for most of the California area and southern Nevada. Another big city is Las Vegas and all those places. There's a flood watch and some coastal flood warnings closer to the coast. So make sure you're ready for all this flooding. If you live anywhere on the West Coast, be ready for some life-threatening flooding and some damaging winds. There's also some winter weather going on up in the northern plains. There's a winter storm warning for much of the Idaho area and all those, and then there's a winter weather advisory for much of northern Idaho. So make sure you're ready for that if you live anywhere up there. This is the more high-resolution radar, future radar for the next few days. Just look up there, just rounds and rounds of some heavy rain. Here, we're going to change. Alright, sorry about that. Here it is. Just rounds and rounds of very heavy rain will move through all the way up into the Pacific Northwest and the California area. We can see some snow in some of the higher elevations up there, so make sure you're ready for that. And then put your attention to the Los Angeles area. Just a huge shot of rain and thunderstorms will all of a sudden push up there, be on Christmas Eve and Christmas. So, you can see some life-threatening flooding going on Christmas Eve, maybe even Christmas Day. So be ready for that. The whole entire West Coast. Especially, if you live anywhere near Los Angeles, be ready. And then this is the Northeast. We can see some snow going on right around or after Christmas. So this is the more high-resolution radar. You can see some very heavy snow coming in right around the 23rd, so tomorrow. At midday, around noon into the overnight hours, we can see some snow up there in the Northeast United States. And that's about it for today, guys. Make sure to like and subscribe for more updates.